made one selection on round one, night one of the NBA draft. They went with a big man. Kel'el Ware, the center from Indiana, was the selection with the 15th overall pick. I am Nic Rohloff. This is the Heat Report by Chat Sports. On today's show, I'm going to give you my grade for the pick at 15, as well as some second-round draft targets and what the Heat can do in the rest of the offseason. Let's jump right into it. The grade for Kel'el Ware, in my opinion, is a B+. I know a lot of Heat fans were excited for this pick, and they wanted the number one thing for the Heat to do in this draft is add size. And I understand the want to add size for Miami, as you just saw throughout the regular season, throughout the postseason, over the past 2 or 3 seasons, like how much Miami needed to add big men depth, as well as someone that could play alongside Ban. And many people believe Adebayo is more of a 4 than a 5, which is fair. He's only 6'9", but he's played 5, and I think he's the third best center in the NBA. Now, the addition of Ware is an intriguing one, because this is a player that comes in at 7 feet tall, 7'4.5" wingspan, and can really stuff the stat sheet in really all departments. He averaged 16 and 10 last year at Indiana, averaged 2 blocks a game. You mentioned the length that he possesses at 7'4.5" wingspan. Like, that is some really good stuff there. And he's an efficient scorer. He made 58.6% of the shots he took last year. And the part that makes me intrigued and why I'm okay with this pick at 15 is that he shot 42.5% from 3 last season. Now, full disclaimer and transparency, he only shot 1.3 3-point attempts a game. So it's not like there's a lot of volume to back up the efficiency, but the at least upside in projection of a floor spacing center that can protect the rim is there. And I've always said that I wanted Jared McCain at 15. I did. And I would have loved Devin Carter as well. And I got to be honest, if we'll get into it right now, like, the reason why this grade isn't an A is because I am a little upset we passed on Dalton Knecht. Like, we'll talk more about Ware more specifically, but the reason why I gave it a B+ is because I feel like Dalton Knecht would have been the better pick. That's the only reason why it's a B+. Because if you took away Knecht, say Knecht was off the board and Tajon Salon was available rather than Dalton Knecht, like, I would have given this an A-. I would have reached A for me. But Knecht is such a good scorer, 23 a game, 6'5", 6'9" wingspan. And I just thought he could have replaced Duncan Robinson, and you could have shipped him away to shed salary to give you more breathing room in the luxury tax while not sacrificing shooting. So the only reason why this isn't an A for me is because I like Dalton Knecht a lot more than Kel'el Ware. I had Knecht as my 7th overall player and 3rd wing. But let's not harp on the negatives about this pick. Let's continue to go with a positive approach on what Ware can bring to this team. But first, I gave it a B+. Let me know what your grade is for the Heat and really the first night of the draft for Miami. A, B, C, D, or F is what you guys need to give me. Give me pluses, minuses, whatever you want to do. I'm expecting to see a lot of A's, but I gave it a B+. All right, let's continue the conversation on Ware and what he can do long-term with Miami. And we know the size was a thing that the Heat wanted to add and what the fans wanted to get. I compared him, and my pro comp to him is a Miles Turner-esque player, which is something that Miami would have desperately wanted. And there was Brook Lopez reports about him potentially being on the trade block. I don't think that's an option for Miami anymore with this pick of Ware. And I'm very curious to see what Miami does with the rest of their roster construction this offseason. Because are they envisioning Kel'el being the starting center, or are they going to project him as the backup center? I don't know if he's ready to be a starting center in the NBA. It's very rare to get that type of production from a big man year one. Like what Derek Lively did for the Dallas Mavericks this past year was kind of a surprise. And I was a Lively truther a year ago. Just don't really see that type of impact year one from young centers. And I don't expect Ware to give you that. And he's going to have to take some time to add some muscle to his frame. That's something he needs to absolutely improve on. But the tools to be an elite starting center and giving me the faith to moving Bam to the 4 are absolutely there. He's got the versatility on the defensive end. He's got the versatility on the offensive end. He's an absolute unbelievable athlete. who can just sky for rebounds with his vertical ability. Like Kevin O'Connor said, he's like a dunk contest type big man, and I completely believe it. Like, he will be a good lob threat right away. Now the question is, who's going to be throwing these lobs to Kel'el Ware, as the Heat have struggled to do that for Bam Adebayo throughout his career, outside of Goran Dragic and Dwayne Wade at the beginning. But over the past couple of seasons, that's been an issue for the Heat. But Kel'el Ware is going to be someone that battles, uses his athleticism and wingspan to get rebounds. Now, one of the two knocks I had on Kel'el Ware, there was two of them. One was he struggled against top competition in college. When he played Zach Edey twice in the Big Ten, when he played the Auburn Tigers in a game, when he played the Kansas Jayhawks and Hunter Dickinson, and when he played Donovan Clingan. He played two good centers that went ahead of him in the draft, and he played two good defensive teams in Kansas and Auburn. He struggled in both those games. That's not great. Now, when you have to do it all as the lone Indiana guy, it's going to be a little different, but I don't like how he performed against Edey and Clingan. Now, those two centers went above him, both top 10 picks, and they're massive human beings that have more size than him and more physicality than him. I get that. The other knock was this. There was motor questions and there were work ethic questions. And I've said this multiple times on the video that I put out reacting to the pick initially, and on the scouting report that I did a full 10-minute video on a month and a half ago. If Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra check the box on his work ethic, check the box on his motor, and are comfortable to take him at 15, then I will have no worries about his motor or work ethic going forward. Because there is absolutely no chance in the entire world that Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra would take someone at 15 that they didn't think had what it took to be an NBA player in terms of their work ethic and motor. You might point to Hassan Whiteside. They also didn't draft Hassan Whiteside, so it's a different story. Rigger's Kevin O'Connor here on Kel'el Ware as we talk more in depth about the newest Miami Heat player. A dunk contest-worthy athlete with phenomenal size and length. He's an eager shot blocker with excellent timing, and he has good mobility and makes quick second leaps. He hops into his shot and cleanly transitions into his high unblockable release. His percentages need to catch up, but his touch is a positive indicator. I'm bullish on Ware, and I think he's going to fit perfectly with Miami. I can't wait to watch him in the Summer League, which, by the way, subscribe for that because we're going to be going live for the Summer League games, breaking down Ware and whoever the Heat take at 43, assuming they keep that selection. But the upside is just too good. It just is. And you might point back to my B-plus grade, which ironically is, I think, what I gave Jaime Jaquez Jr. last year. It was either a B. I think it was a B. It was a B-plus. It was in the B range. It also might have been B-minus. I don't remember. But Ware is someone that I expect Miami to develop very nicely and be someone who can really help this team. Maybe not as much as you'd want year one, but years 2, year 3, he is going to be an absolute difference maker for the Miami Heat. And this kind of transitions us to our final topic of conversation before we head out of here and go into day 2 is, well, who could the Heat take with the 43rd overall pick? There are still a lot of good players available. And I think that the Miami Heat should seriously consider trading up from the 43rd pick. Why do I think that? Well, you could probably rule out Kyle Filipowski as a Heat draft target in the second round due to drafting Kel'el Ware. But Johnny Furphy, Tyler Smith, Tyler Kolek, that's a name that we have to keep our eye on. McCullough, Bobby Klintman, Djurisic, Jamal Shed. Like, these are guys that I really think Miami is going to really want to get their hands on. And maybe they're saying, hey, we'll stick at 43 because we're confident in one of our guys slipping, whether it be Harrison Ingram, whether it be Jalen Bridges, a Jamal Shed, a KJ Simpson, a Tristan Newton. Like, yes, I do think there is someone where the Heat can stay at 43 and take a high-level role player. But I almost would take the shot. You worked out Tyler Kolek to potentially take him at 15. He performed really well in that workout. Greg Sylvander said that that's a sneaky pick for Miami at 15. So why not move up, trade 43 and a future second-round pick to try to get pick 32, 33, 34, and grab Kolek, who could run your second unit and a draft haul of Tyler Kolek and Kel'el Ware would just be flat out phenomenal. It would. I could say that about Jamal Shedd. I could say that about a lot of guys that are still there in the second round. But getting a Kolek in the second round would just be an absolute steal. There's a lot of talent still out there, and I would absolutely trade up into the top 5 or 6 of the second round to go out and grab another talented wing/guard, which is where Miami's going to go. There's absolutely no chance Miami picks 2 bigs in this draft, so expect a wing or a guard with the 43rd pick, and then we'll turn our eyes to UDFAs. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we are going to break down everything Miami does the rest of the offseason. Pick 43, UDFAs, trade rumors, free agency starts on Sunday. No place you'd rather be. But lastly, shout out to this man, Kel'el Ware. Happy he's a Heedle. He's wearing number 7, by the way. Last worn by Kyle Lowry, previously by Goran Dragic. So spam your 7s down below. And if you spam your 7s, that means I know you made it to the end of the video, so you're a real one. See you tomorrow. Peace out.